When you want to submit an application for a BA role, first thing you need to do is to write a resume that aligns with the job description of the role that you're applying for. How to write a good and suitable resume, that is what I will show you in this video. If you're new here, I'm Ace. I help BAs grow and succeed in their roles. So if you want to learn tips and techniques on how to enhance your BA skills, start now by subscribing. Watch until the end because in this video, I will show you the different types of resumes I've used for over a decade, consistently landing me in a BA role. It worked for a regular guy like me who used to work part-time at McDonald's. So I'm confident that it will work for anyone serious about changing careers and pursuing that BA role. When you're writing a resume, it's always best to assess your current situation as that will dictate the type of resume you will be creating. If you are changing careers, have employment gaps, or only have a few months of experience in the BA field, writing a functional resume would give you a higher chance of getting shortlisted for an interview. A functional resume is a type of resume that highlights your skills, qualifications, and achievements, rather than focusing on the chronological order of your work history. On the flip side, if you have been continuously working as a BA, opting for an experience-based resume would be the best option, as this will show the recruiters and hiring managers of your journey in solidifying your career in the BA industry. An experience-based resume emphasizes your chronological work history, showcasing career progression, job stability, roles and responsibilities, and project achievements over time. This format is ideal if you have a consistent career path and aim to advance further. In the next few minutes, I will show you the formats I've personally used. However, before we start, I want to mention that the templates I'm about to share are what worked for me. Formats may vary depending on your situation, but the information I'm about to recommend is crucial for your CV. It's what can make or break your chances. Also, I will be using the terms CV and resume alternately in this video. Now, let me share my screen to display the functional resume template I've used and discuss the meaning of each section. The functional CV I use typically consists of 4 sections: the profile summary, companies worked for, core BA skills, and interests. The first section is the profile summary. It should be a 2 to 3 sentence blurb about your experience as a BA, other relevant career experience, and your qualifications for the role you're applying for. The next section is a list of the companies you've worked for. This section will indicate whether or not you're new to the workforce. If you are new and don't have any actual work experience, you can replace this with the practicum you've done or any university projects or thesis you've completed. If you really don't have anything to add, you can remove this section entirely. The next section is the core of your resume. If you've done any BA work in the past, it's best to list all the BA exercises you've completed, such as stakeholder analysis and management, process mapping, and requirements elicitation and documentation. Briefly describe your accomplishments for each exercise you include in this section. If you're transitioning careers and lack specific BA skills, include the most relevant exercises related to the BA job description that you've experienced. For instance, I personally use the people management and complaint management skills I gained while working at McDonald's. While stakeholder management may differ from handling customer complaints, I focused on the commonality of dealing with people, whether they are customers or senior management. Another example I personally use is from my time as a technical support representative in a contact center. When a customer called in with an issue, I assessed the problem, assisted with troubleshooting, and provided a solution. I linked these contact center skills to fundamental BA skills like analysis, testing, and delivery. Always think deeply, and you likely find experiences that relate to the specific requirements of the role you're applying for. Avoid lying and adding skills you've never actually experienced. Next is the interest section. This section holds valuable meaning that not all applicants are aware of. Depending on what you include here, it can provide insights that are useful for the company looking to hire you. So be sure to add hobbies that convey positive traits. For example, playing a team sport can indicate you're a team player. Practicing martial arts suggests discipline, and a preference for reading books may indicate you're a smart and logical person. So use this section wisely. Now let's move on to the experience-based resume. In this template, I also limit myself to using just 4 sections, similar to the functional resume I showed earlier. The profile summary and interest sections are exactly the same. The section's core BA skills and work experience have switched positions in this experience-based resume. As you've been in the BA industry for a while, you likely have a vast array of BA skills. So in this section, it's best to list all the skills you possess without providing detailed explanations. When employers seek experienced BAs, they typically won't ask for detailed explanations of each skill. Employers have a set of specific skills they're looking for, and they just want to know whether you possess them or not. If you have the required skills and are backed by work experience in the next section, they will review the section when they see the skills they're looking for. Now, the way I structure the work experience in the next section varies depending on my past roles and my mood at the time of writing or updating my CV. You'll notice that my headings consistently include the role title company name, country code if applicable if you've worked in different countries, from to year, and a one-liner about the company. Feel free to adapt this to your own style and preferences. The content of work experience is the most crucial part of an experience-based resume, as it tells the story of the projects you've delivered and the other milestones achieved. The challenge is to convey this story concisely. You don't want readers to get bored, especially if you have about 10 years of experience to share. And as you can see in this template I'm showing you, I have 3 formats to tell my story. First is outlining the initiatives or projects you've worked on. This is the format I use when I have worked for only one department and I've signed a non-disclosure agreement preventing me from disclosing any confidential information. By outlining just the initiative, you provide a high-level description of the project without disclosing specific details. Next is outlining the business units or departments I've worked in, along with a brief description of the projects I've worked on. I use this format when I've spent several years with a company, moving between departments and working on various projects. These different department experiences add value to your skill set. For example, transitioning from finance to marketing, legal, and IT. When seeking a new role, alignment with the specific department of that role greatly increases your chance of being shortlisted. Finally, storytelling. I use this format when there's a compelling narrative that explains why a project was initiated and how its successful delivery transformed the company's operations, leading to its overall success. This approach takes the reader on the same journey I experienced, and it's particularly effective when applying to small or medium-sized businesses, as a successful journey often aligns with their mission and vision. Now, you may notice that I did not include a few things in my CV, such as a photo or references. My reasons behind this are: employers should select a candidate based on their skill set and not their appearance. And while building my career, I've also cultivated strong relationships with my managers. I will provide references only if I'm successful in the job application, to prevent multiple recruiters from contacting my references too early in the hiring process. You may also have noticed that I've linked my LinkedIn profile at the top of my CV. My LinkedIn profile contains all my stories as a BA, which would never fit within my CV because my recommended maximum number of pages for a resume is 2. I've previously conducted a test where I submitted 10 applications using a 2-page CV versus a CV with 3 or more pages. The former converted 90% into interviews, while the latter converted 40%. To summarize, when trying to create the best resume for a BA role, just remember these 3 things. Assess your current situation, review the job description, then choose the most suitable type of resume for you. When you receive a phone call from the recruiter inviting you for an interview, watch this video to learn about typical BA role interview questions and increase your chances of getting hired.